have you all with us. And I'm going to tell you a little bit more about what we're going to cover in today's session. Now, we will be talking about your account information in the ShipShopper app. We'll be learning ways you can prepare for your first shop, actions to take to successfully shop your first order, and then we'll talk about how you can complete the checkout process, including delivery. And then finally, we'll discuss your shopper ratings and the support that Shipt offers shoppers. Now, you will have an opportunity to ask questions during today's session. Q&A will be led today by Skylar, who is also on the shop operations team here at Shipt. And if you have any questions on the content I cover in a specific section, feel free to place those in that Q&A form. We won't answer them until the end of today's session, but feel free to put them in there as you come up with the question, just so we don't forget. And for all other questions, please send them in at the end of today's presentation, and we will then answer your questions live. We will be closing down the chat shortly, so all questions you have can go in that Q&A form for the end of the presentation. But unfortunately, we may not be able to get to everyone's questions tonight, but have no fear. We will be emailing out a full list of frequently asked questions with key links and resources to help you along the way. And if you have a personal question that you would prefer not to ask in the setting, or a question that cannot be answered using our Shopper Hub, we recommend emailing shoppers@shipt.com, and that's shoppers@shipt.com for assistance. If you forget that email address or any of the information or phone numbers or URLs that I mentioned earlier, don't worry, we'll be providing those throughout this presentation. All right, so let's go ahead and get started, and let's first talk about your account information and what you can update in the Shopper app. Now, when you set up the app, you have to select your default metro. Now, this metro that we're referring to is a large coverage area that's broken up into smaller zones. And they are often those big city names, such as Atlanta, which is pictured here. But if you're ever on a trip or you decide to move, you can shop in any metro where Shipt is active. Now, to change your metro in case you move or go on a vacation, or to update any of your account details, you can access your account profile by tapping on your name at the top of the menu, as you see highlighted here with Jane D. So once you tap on that, it will take you to your account page, and you can then change your address, your metro, and your direct deposit information here on this account page. All right, so now that you're all set up in the app, you can begin building your schedule. This is the first step you can take to claim your first order. But the most important thing you want to consider when you're scheduling yourself is that you want to build a schedule that works best for you. Scheduling yourself for times that you are sure you are able to shop and deliver orders will ensure you deliver on time and maintain those great ratings. Now, to see the available days and windows, just tap Schedule from the main menu to start. Now, once you open up that scheduling screen, you can tap the word zones in the upper right-hand side of the screen, and from there, you can select your zone or multiple zones for your schedule. Now, these zones that I'm referring to are those smaller coverage areas that are within a metro. So you can think of these as like neighborhoods in a city. And you can select as many zones as you like, but 2 is the recommended number of zones while you're getting comfortable shopping, as we know it can take a little bit of time to get the hang of things. Now, when you're looking at these default zones, you'll notice to the right-hand side of each zone name that there's this little information icon, like a little eye in a little circle. And when you click on this button, it will then provide you with the list of all the stores covered in that zone. So you know exactly which store locations you will be shopping from if you are to select that zone for your schedule. Now, back to that scheduling screen, you'll notice that the schedule presents hour-long delivery windows. Now, a delivery window is a time frame in which the order should be delivered. So this means that shopping should begin before the delivery window to ensure an on-time delivery. And to put yourself on the schedule, just tap a delivery window. It will highlight it and check it as you see here for the 6 to 7 and 7 to 8 p.m. window. Now, one important note here, when it comes to being on the schedule, as you see, and as I stated, we're on the schedule now in this example for 6 to 7 p.m. So we're stating that we are available to deliver an order between 6 and 7 p.m. So when you're scheduling yourself, you want to make sure that when you're looking at your availability, that you're scheduling yourself in the app according to when you can deliver an order. So we want to make sure we still have time before 6 o'clock to actually shop the order. So just keep that in mind that these are delivery windows. So you want to make sure you give yourself time to shop it before that delivery window. Also, note that being on the schedule indicates to Shipt HQ and Shipt's members that you will be available to deliver an order. So if you're unsure of your availability, you do not need to put yourself on the schedule for that time. Definitely don't feel pressure to schedule yourself if you are not absolutely sure you're going to be available during that time. So now that you're on the schedule, you can go ahead and start claiming those orders. And an order will be offered to a single shopper for 60 seconds before it is offered to another shopper. And to claim an order, just open up the app and tap that green claim button. And you can also find these orders in your available orders tab. Now, speaking of those available orders, you can access these by going to your main menu screen and tapping available orders at the top. And when you select that, it will take you to the available order screen, which will be divided into 2 sections. So you have that first section where you will see your offered orders. This is where you will find orders that have been directly offered to you. And then in that second section, you will find those open Metro orders. And this is where you can find unclaimed orders in your Metro, and you can choose to claim these orders as well as you see fit for your schedule. But to dig a little bit deeper into those open Metro sections, you may see an order with a promo label on them, just like you see in this first example here. Now, these orders have a monetary incentive added to them as they are typically approaching their delivery window and remain unclaimed. Now, back to the general information about available orders. On the screen, you will see the order offer card itself. And as you decide which orders to claim, it is helpful to review the order details. So I'm going to take a look. I'm going to go through this offer card so we can understand what we're looking at and what's available on the offer card before you claim it. But in our Shopper Hub, we do have more information on the offer card itself so you can get more details on each of those. But first thing, at the top of an order, you will see a unique label, which identifies the order type. Now on the next slide, we'll be reviewing all order types, but for now, just know that it'll be right there at the very top of the offer card so it can be quickly and easily identified. Next, you can find the delivery window. So for this order, you'll see it's scheduled to be delivered between 5 and 6 p.m. Below that, you can see the total number of items for that order and the estimated time. This estimated time shows the total estimated shop and delivery time for this order. So in this example, this order should take 31 minutes in an estimate to shop and deliver. After that, you will find the estimated pay for the order. Then you can see the zone where the order is located and the name of the store location. So for this order, it is located in the Auburn Hills zone. Below that, you will see the map icon. Tap this button to view an interactive map showing the store location and the delivery address. And then in the upper right-hand corner, you'll see an ellipsis icon. You can tap on that to view the map again. So there's 2 different ways you can look at the map. Or you can preview the list of requested items for that particular order. And if after reviewing all those order details, you like to claim the order, just tap that green claim button and it's all yours. All right, so now let's talk about those order labels that I was referring to. And again, as a reminder, these will be at the very top of those offer cards. And as we review the order labels, it is important to know that there may be some differences in the shopping and delivery process associated with each order type. Now, the order labels will help you easily identify the different order types and processes associated with an order. I will be going through each of these very briefly for the sake of this presentation, but know in our Shopper Hub, there will be more details on each of these labels as well as the different order types that are associated with each, so that you learn more about the label as well as the processes involved with each order type. But for now, let's start out by this first order label here shown that is for prepaid orders. Now, prepaid orders are placed on the retailer's website, so these customers are not Shipt members. And for the shopper, the shopping experience is the same. However, when you check out, you do not pay for the order with your Shipt card. Instead, you will complete an order audit with the store employees. So with these orders, since they're a little bit more unique, you will not have to use your Shipt card. You're basically going to shop the order like normal, scanning it into the app and so forth. But when it's time to actually, process or quote unquote pay for the order, you'll be going to either self-checkout or customer service, depending on the location, and complete an order audit with the store employees, where they will basically just verify that everything in your cart is what they have in their system for the order. And once everything is good to go, you can then bag it up and deliver it to their customer. But since this is a bit of a unique process, since there's no transactions needed, we do recommend you going through that Shopper Hub to learn more about prepaid orders. We offer it in 2 to 3 different retailers, so we definitely encourage you to read more about this prepaid process so that you can be well versed in it before you start one. All right, moving right along, we have delivery only orders. Now, delivery only orders are also placed on the retailer's website, so these customers are also not Shipt members. And for delivery only orders, a store employee will pre-shop the order, and then the shopper will arrive at the store to pick it up and complete the delivery process. So as the name implies, there's no shopping involved for these orders. You're just going to the store, picking up the pre-shopped order and delivering it to their customers. Moving on down the list even further, you will see this promo label. Now, I've already touched on this earlier, but just as a reminder, these are orders that are approaching their delivery window and have that additional pay added on. And shoppers can provide their estimated time of arrival and communicate like normal, as members don't know their order is a promo order. Next up is that green door drop-off label. Now, this lets shoppers know it is fine to leave the order at the customer's door instead of handing the order off in person. And consider sending a picture to the member after delivering it at the door, because it's a great way for them to see that their items have actually been delivered. Then we have the early OK label that you see here, which lets shoppers know that the customer is fine with their order arriving early. This means that if the window selected is from 3 to 4 p.m., then the customer is fine with the order arriving at any point in that day before the end of the selected window. And consider setting an estimated time of arrival to the member if you plan on delivering early, as members do want to know exactly how early you plan to deliver. So definitely keep that communication high for these orders and inform them of how early you plan to deliver. Next up, we have shop only orders. Now, these types of orders are only available in select metros, and shoppers who shop in these metros can become certified to deliver this type of order. And for shop-only orders, shoppers will enter the store and shop the order like normal, like scanning it into the app and paying for it with your Shipt card. However, a member will drive to the store to pick up the order from the shopper instead of the shopper completing at-home delivery. So the member will be coming to the store to pick it up from you, so there's no delivery involved with these types of orders. All right, and then we have the RX label. This label lets the shopper know it is a prescription order, and it will always be shown with the delivery only label. These are also orders that require a certification. But for these, shoppers will enter the pharmacy, pick up the prescription order, and then deliver to the customer. It is fairly easy, but that is exactly what that label will look like if that is an RX order. And then finally, we have the ID scan label. This label will most frequently appear on orders including alcohol, and lets the shopper know that they will be required to scan the member's ID at delivery. And shoppers over the age of 21 can be certified to deliver alcohol in certain states. We will be reviewing certifications a little bit later, but just for now, just know that shop only prescription and ID scans, that is exactly how their order labels will look on the offer card before you claim them. Alrighty, so now that you've claimed an order, you can get ready to shop, and it is recommended to set aside some time to review the order and plan ahead. Because arriving at the store and opening the app for the first time since claiming the order can be very overwhelming. So feel free to open up that order and look around to make a game plan. A game plan definitely helped me on my first shop. It was pretty big, so making that plan ahead of time made it just go by so smoothly for me. So definitely plan ahead if you can. Now, after you claim an order, you can access it by going to My Orders from the main menu. And once you're on the My Order screen, you can just tap on the claimed order to open it up. And then once you open up that order, you will see all of its details. And there will be a lot of information that will be provided here. But for the sake of this presentation, I'm going to focus on the areas that are most important as we go through these order details together. Now, at the top of the order, you have that store location and name. Then you can see the date of the order and the delivery window. You can then find the member's first name, first initial of their last name, and their delivery address. Now, you'll also notice the message and phone icons to the right-hand side. These icons will allow you to quickly open the corresponding apps on your device to communicate with the member. Shoppers and members communicate using a masked number, so both your number and the member's personal phone numbers are protected, so you will not know their phone numbers and they will not know yours. So no worries there. And then you will see the order labels. Now, tapping the arrow to the right-hand side of that will pop up information about what each order label means, just for a quick reference. So if you forget, don't worry, just click that button and it will give you a good refresher. Now, after that, you will see where it says time estimates, and you can tap this to pop up the 3 estimated times available in the app. So that first one there is the estimated time to start shopping. This is a recommended time of when you can start shopping the order in store. Then you'll see the estimated shop time, which estimates the amount of time it may take you to fully shop the order. And then finally, you'll see the estimated delivery time, which estimates for the amount of time it will take you to deliver the order. So you have those 3 time estimates available within the Shopper app. Now, below the time estimates, you will see the order notes. This is where you will see if a member has a landline, or you can find specific delivery instructions like where to leave the order, or if they have a gate code. That is where that information will be. So we definitely encourage you to look at that before you shop and as you're going to deliver, and sometimes even in between, depending on what notes they left. Now, next up, you will find these shopping details. Now, this is where you will find the member's general preference for substitutions. And if the member has selected any item backups, you will find it there under item preferences. We will be reviewing more about substitutions a little bit later, in greater details a little bit later, but for now, just know it's right there under the shopping details area. Now, below those criteria or preferences, you will see the shopping list, and tapping on the shopping list will open up the list of items on the order, and you'll then be able to see the items and the categories that those items fall into. And if a member leaves a note on an item, it will have a yellow note icon to the in the right hand corner, like you see here for this pepper jack cheese. And you'll also be able to see the quantities and weight of the items as well on the shopping list. But know that the shopping list will display as view only, meaning you will not be able to take any actions like scanning or adding items to the cart until the order is moved into shopping status. So if you're planning ahead, this is a great time to look at that shopping list just as a view only situation. But once you actually start shopping the order in the app, you'll be able to do all the scanning and adding and stuff like that. So having a view only is a great way to kind of get you that ability to see what you're going to be shopping for and better plan ahead for your order. So outside of that shopping list, you will then find the order progress section at the bottom of the order details page. And before you start shopping, you'll see an estimated time to arrive at the store along with the store's address. And you can tap on that green icon in the lower right-hand corner to open up your map. And then after that, just swipe across the bottom of the screen when you're ready to head to the store. Now, once you've marked that you are headed to the store, the next step is shopping the order. You will be able to see the amount of unique items and categories in the order and the estimated in-store shopping time once you swipe that you're headed to the store. Now, at the bottom of this order progress section, you will see the order number associated with what you're doing. And if you ever need to reach out to support during an order, having that number handy will be extremely helpful, not only for you, but also for our support team. So definitely keep that order number handy. Then once you've arrived at the store, you can go ahead and tap that send intro text button. Now tapping this will take you to your text messaging app where a pre-formatted intro text will populate that lets the member know you are about to start shopping. And if you need to call the member instead, like if they're a landline member and they can only take calls, just scroll back up to the member's information at the top and tap that phone icon and give them a call. It is always great for members to know when you're about to start shopping, so giving them a good intro text or giving them a call to let them know you've started shopping is a great way to bring the magic from the beginning. It's also important to know that members are more likely to rate well and leave positive order feedback on orders with great communication. And then finally, once you sent that intro text and you're in the store, you're ready to go, just tap Start Shop to begin. All right, so now that you've planned an order and made a plan, you can go ahead and start shopping. And to increase your in-store efficiency, you can rearrange your categories on the shopping list by tapping Sort Categories at the top. And then you just drag the categories by holding that two-line icon until you have it in the position that you want. And then tap Apply Changes at the bottom. And from there, your category order will be saved. Now, only a few retailers offer sorting based on aisle, so that may not always be an option available, but it is recommended to shop for dry goods first and then cold and frozen items last. So rearranging your categories in the order that works best for you can really help you make the best plan. All right, so now that we're shopping this order, let's talk about what to do when you're trying to locate the item that was requested. So if at first glance you are unable to find the item, consider looking on those end caps of the aisle. Sometimes, like when you walk into the stores, like the ones you see right there in the front. Sometimes items are moved around for display, or if it's on sale, sometimes if it's not on the shelf, it's most likely going to be on that end cap, so definitely check there. Also, similar shaped items, like cans of vegetables and soup and stuff like that, they can get jumbled up throughout the day, so you may need to look behind items in the same area. It could be like a can of sliced pineapples, or really behind these pineapple chunks or something like that. It can just be something as easy as that, so definitely just look behind. It's a great way to find what you're looking for. But if for any reason you are unable to find the item on the shelf, you can consider asking a store associate for help. Many shoppers make it a point to learn the store associates' names as well and get to know them. Store associates tend to be such a big part of each shipped order, so getting to know them can be very beneficial for you. But once you locate the item that was requested, you can go ahead and mark it as found, which you see highlighted here at the bottom right-hand side of the item details screen. Now, once you mark the item as found, a barcode scanner will appear. Now, this functionality is built right into the app, so there's no need for any additional scanner apps when doing this. You just want to place the barcode scanner over the item's barcode, and the app will automatically scan the item for you. Now, once it has been scanned, it will move off of your shopping list and into the cart. But you want to be aware that the barcode directly on the item is the barcode to scan. Scanning a shelf tag can cause processing or even app errors and can often be the incorrect barcode. So definitely make sure we scan the barcode of the item that you're delivering. Now, if you are shopping for multiples of an item, like the 2 cartons of eggs in this example, when you mark the item as found, another screen will appear asking how many, like how many were you able to locate. And you just want to tap that addition button until you get to the number of required items you were able to locate, and then tap add to cart at the bottom. And then for those weighted items like produce or meat, once you mark these items as found, you'll then be prompted to enter the weight of the item, and you'll then be able to enter the weight, and you just want to make sure it is as accurate as possible, since members are charged based on the information that's entered into the app. So we want to make sure this portion is very accurate. And also, if you have the opportunity to, you can scan the barcode of the package as well if that is available for that weighted item. All right, so now that we know what to do when we actually find the requested item, let's shift gears just a little bit to talk about making substitutions. So in the event you are unable to find an item, you can mark it as not found, which would be the bottom left-hand side of the item detail screen. And then when you're making a substitution, you will want to consider the following traits. You want to consider the size of the item, the brand, the nutritional specification, like was it organic, non-GMO, maybe even dairy-free. And then you want to also consider the flavor, like was it blueberry or grape or raspberry or something like that. And when you're looking for a suitable substitution, you want to check first to see if the item is available in a different size or brand. So in this example, you could check for another brand of shredded cheese or see if the same item is available in a different size. But if it's not, you can then check for an item with a different nutritional specification and flavor. But please be sure to get the members' approval for this type of substitution, as some members do have health reasons for those specifications and flavors. But since we're talking about substitutions, the most important thing that you really need to know is about those substitution preferences and what are those expectations for each one of those. So I'm going to go through and elaborate a little bit more on each of these preferences, but in our Shopper Hub, we go into even more details about each of these preferences with tips on how to keep that communication high. So we definitely encourage you later on to review that article on those preferences. But for now, the first one we see here is for a contact member. This is our most popular preference. These members tend to be more selective and value detailed communication. So for these members, you want to send the name of a potential substitution and then substitute the item that they approve. So basically, you want to make sure that that the member is choosing the substitution that they would like. That's why they want you to contact them. They want to make that decision. Oops, sorry, didn't mean to do that. And then you have choose sub. These members often do not want to be as involved in the shopping process. So while shopping for Choose Sub members, you can find a suitable substitution and replace the item. You won't have to reach out with any substitution options for a Choose Sub member, as they are trusting you to make the best substitution decision on their behalf. So they're giving you that reign to make that substitution decision. And then finally, we have members that pick a do not sub preference. These members tend to be highly selective and prefer less communication. So think of members with like severe food allergies or those needing a specific ingredient for a meal. You would not substitute any items unless the member has item backups selected. So if the item they request is not in store, you'll see if their item backup is in store. And if that's not in store, you'll just mark it as not found and go on to the next item. So in this case, you also don't have to provide a list of substitution options. But for choose sub and do not sub, even though you don't have to provide those substitution options, you want to make sure upon delivery or when you're heading to deliver that you inform the member of what you had to substitute or what you were unable to find, so that they're well aware of what's actually being delivered to them. All right, so back to that shopping process. Let's talk about adding items, because you can definitely do so, because there are often times where a member may ask to add an item to an order while you're shopping. And all you got to do is tap that add icon on the shopping list, which will be at the upper right hand side. It'll then take you to the item search screen where you can search for the item. It'll provide you with the items close to that in our catalog that you can choose from. Once you find what you're looking for, just tap on and provide the information that is prompted, and then tap add to shopping list at the bottom. Now, if you search for an item and you can't find it through our in our catalog, you can go ahead and add it as a custom item. And in that instance, you will need to enter the individual in-store price for the item. And you just, again, want to be as accurate as possible in those situations. All right, now, although there are times where members will ask you to add items to their order, there are some items that shoppers are unable to deliver. And these items include tobacco, lottery tickets, live animals, large furniture, items from in-store vendors such as Starbucks and Target, guns, ammunition, fireworks, gift cards, prescription medication, and alcohol. If you see these items specially requested on an order, feel free to kindly apologize for the inconvenience and let the member know you are unable to deliver the item. If you forget this list, do not worry. It is available in our Shopper Hub for your reference in a later date. Now, there are some services, like I said earlier in the presentation, that requires a certification. So, for instance, in select metros, shoppers can become certified to deliver alcohol from certain retailers. And you can deliver prescription medication from CVS, Meijer, and Long's Drugs with a prescription certification. And then a certification is also required to be able to pick up shop-only orders, which is a service only offered from a few retailers in select metros. And only shoppers that have been certified for these services will be able to claim these orders. If you are not certified for these services, let's say, for example, alcohol or prescription, but you see it as a special request on an order, that is when you will go and let them know you can't, you're unable to deliver those items since you're not certified and it's not an actual prescription or alcohol certified order. But also, if you're interested and it's available in your area, please email certifications@shipt.com, and that's certifications@shipt.com for more information, or you can search the word certifications in the Shopper Hub for more details. All right, so now that we're done shopping the order, it's time to check out, and checking out happens both in the app and in store. And remember, members are buying their groceries from Shipt, and you are buying them in the store. And if you haven't already by this time, you can go ahead and notify the member that you're headed to check out. This gives them an opportunity to add items and gives them an idea of when to expect you for delivery. Now, before checking out in the store, consider reviewing that in-app cart and making sure that everything in your in-app cart matches what you're going to be purchasing and delivering to the member. So make sure that all substitution items have been properly added, making sure that all special requests have been added and properly inputted, and just making sure that all items that were requested that you can find are inputted as correctly as possible. And then once you've looked over that in-app cart and everything looks good to go, just tap checkout at the bottom right to process the order. And from here, the app will guide you through the checkout process, as it may vary by retailer. Now, two variations here for that process is for tax exemption and bag fees. So if an order requires tax exemption or bag fees, a prompt will appear in the app during this checkout process, and you just want to follow the instructions provided to complete the process, and know that it can vary among retailers. So please be sure to check out the Shopper Hub for those store specifics. You can just search for the retailer in your area and learn more from there. Also note that in-store coupons cannot be used for shipped orders. And you can also review our Shopper Hub by searching for a retailer's name to learn more about store rewards programs, basically on whether or not you should use a store rewards card or not. But again, you can find our Shopper Hub at shoppers.shipt.com, and that's shoppers.shipt.com. So once you have checked out in the store, you will need to upload a photo of that receipt to the app, and you want to take a clear photo of the receipt. And if your receipt is really long, consider cutting it in half and taking a picture of both pieces side by side. You just want to make sure that you can get a picture of the full receipt in one frame as clear as you possibly can. And once you have that, you can then verify your processing total is correct within the app. But know that with these receipts, there's no need to give the members that printed receipt, as they will receive an email receipt from Shipt once their order is delivered. So you can hold on to that physical receipt and toss it after completing the delivery in the app. But one exception to that is for delivery only orders. Since these are being delivered to the retailer's customers and not Shipt members, their receipt should be passed on to them. And if it's handed to you at pickup, feel free to place it directly in one of the bags just so we don't forget. So again, for delivery only orders, they should get their receipt. Everyone else will get an email receipt, so there's no need to give them that printed receipt. All right, so now let's talk about that final step, which is delivering the order. And a great way to start the delivery process is to send the member that on the way message. Now, there will be a pre-formatted message that will appear when you select send status text, but feel free to customize this and consider adding your ETA. And then carefully load the bags into your car and consider keeping those code items in their insulated cooler bag and placing this bag in a temperature controlled part of the car, not the trunk if possible. And if you like, you can track your mileage for your tax purposes, but know that Shipt does not offer in-app mileage tracking. Now, once you arrive at the delivery destination, go ahead and tap Mark as Arrived in the app and consider checking those order notes again for any specific delivery instructions from the member. Again, it could be a gate code in there or some special instructions on how to get there if it's a new property or anything like that. So definitely check out those order notes. And know that right now, Shipt is recommending socially distant deliveries whenever possible. If the order doesn't have a door drop-off label and doesn't require an in-person interaction like an ID scan order, consider asking if a door drop-off is okay. And sending a text with a delivery confirmation picture is a great way to bring the magic safely. Not only will that let the member know that their order has been delivered, it lets them see that it's been delivered. And by some off chance, if you deliver to the wrong address, they can easily identify that, and you can go ahead and get that fixed before you even leave the premises. So sending that confirmation text or picture is a great way to bring the magic. Also, when you're delivering, make sure not to overload yourself when you're bringing the bags to the door, because trying to carry everything at once may lead to damaged items. And since you're at the finish line, who really wants to mess anything up? And if for some reason, for those orders that require an in-person interaction or it has a requested in-person interaction, if you arrive at the member's home and they don't answer the door, first try to give them a call. If they don't answer, then go ahead and give our support team a call by either reaching out via live chat or calling them at 205-502-2500, and they'll be happy to assist you from there. But that is for in-person interaction orders that you'll need to make sure that the member is actually home or someone is home to get the order. But for door drop-off orders, since you're just dropping off at the door, there's no need to check if they're there. Just drop it off and then, mark it delivered and move on to your next order, or if you're done for the day. All right, so once all of the order has been dropped off or handed off, you can swipe to mark the order as delivered. This stops the time clock on an order to show you delivered the order on time and sends the member their shipped receipt. But be sure to only mark the order as delivered if the member has received their order. Again, for door drop-off orders, once you've actually delivered it to their door, you can mark it as delivered because it is delivered at that point. But if it's an in-person interaction, you want to make sure you mark it after it's actually been handed off. All right, so now that we went through that process of putting ourselves on the schedule, claiming our first order, shopping it, planning for it, processing it, and delivering it, we're going to shift gears a good bit to talk about those shopper resources available to you, including shopper support, pay, ratings, and so much more. So first, we have the shopper support, which is a very important tool to use. So if you need immediate assistance while shopping or delivering an order, utilize that in-app chat feature or give support a call by calling them at 205-502-2500. If you forget the number, do not worry. You can go to your help page in the shopper app and click call support, or just click live chat, whatever you want to do, and it will get you connected to support from there. And for anything that does not require immediate assistance or for questions that cannot be answered using our shopper hub, feel free to email us at shoppers@shipt.com. We'll be happy to assist you. And you can also tap messages from HQ at the top of your help page to view any in-app messages or updates that were sent directly from Shipt HQ to you. And then for those shopper resources, including retailer-specific information, you can start by looking around the shopper hub. I know I've mentioned it a few or a dozen times now, but you can find it by going to shoppers.shipt.com. If you forget that URL, again, do not worry. On that help page, you would have noticed that there is a shopper hub button that you can click and get connected to our shopper hub from there. But you can definitely still go and find it through a web browser by going to shoppers.shipt.com. I can't stress enough how great of a resource this shopper hub is. So definitely give it a look-see. It got everything from retail-specific information to tips, to where you got the first orientation registration link. All of those things are within our Shopper Hub, so it is a great way to learn more about the process, the platform, and ways to help you be the best shopper you can be. All right, so now let's talk about Shopper Pay. So you can access your Shopper Pay information from the payment history section from the main menu of the app. And then for each week, you can see a summary of all the orders you completed, including pay details. Now, shoppers are paid per order, and payment is received every Friday for the work completed the previous Monday through Sunday. Now, we also have an instant payout feature that is available once you have had at least one successful weekly pay deposit. Now, this is an optional feature, so your pay will be deposited like normal on that Friday scheduling if you do not wish to use this instant payout feature. Now, your total pay will include your order pay plus promo pay, total tips from that week, tips from previous weeks, and bonuses or special pay when applicable. And know that members have an unlimited window to rate and tip shoppers, so don't be surprised if a member tips you like a week later, because it can happen. And then below your weekly total, you will see a breakdown of orders completed with pay details. And after your first few orders, you have the potential to increase your pay by doubling up on orders as you grow your skills and become more efficient. But one very important note here is that taxes are not withheld from Shopper Pay. Taxes are not withheld from Shopper Pay, so please do with that as you need for your tax purposes. So moving right along to your ratings, shoppers have two stats that are tracked in the app. You have your average rating and your on-time percentage. And you can view these stats for the last 14 days, last 50 orders, and all time in the app. Now for your average rating, members are able to provide feedback and rate their experience from 1 to 5 stars, and the ratings that members provide are then averaged to determine a shopper's average rating. And then you have your on-time percentage. This is the percentage of orders delivered on time within the scheduled delivery window. And orders that are delivered outside of the scheduled delivery window can impact the shopper's on-time delivery percentage. Now, as you can probably guess, in the Shopper Hub, we have more information on both of these ratings or these stats, so that you can learn not only how these are calculated, but ways that you can keep your stats high. So definitely feel free to look at that later on in your day, or maybe later on in the week, or however you want to do it. It's a good thing to know that community is a core value here for Shipt, and we love to see our shoppers representing Shipt with pride and connecting with other shoppers, members, and store employees every day. I know one way that I show representation for Shipt is wearing Shipt gear, because I love it and I have everything Shipt. Definitely feel free to wear shopper gear if you like, but I know here at HQ we often get a lot of questions on where you can find those Shipt branded insulated cooler bags. And they are available for you to purchase from the Shipt shop. In addition to the cooler bag, there are other cool Shipt branded items to help you bring the magic. So feel free to grab a new shirt, a replacement Shipt card just in case, and know that the shipping is always free. So feel free to go to shiptshop.com, and that's shiptshop.com to check it out. But my favorite thing about being a Shipt shopper and also working for HQ is that we have such a big shopper community. So we welcome you all to get connected with the entire shopper community. There is a main shopper lounge on Facebook where you can connect with your fellow shoppers, continue to learn and grow together, and share your story with everyone. And in some metros, there are shoppers called Metro Advisors. They are there to help you when you need it and provide Metro updates. Now, sometimes they will provide store hours where you can go to ask questions or just to simply say hello. So definitely feel free to introduce yourself so that you can use these people as your a great tool to help you along your shopper journey. All right, so that is the end of my presentation. Thank you so much for attending today's orientation. We hope this was helpful and you feel ready to conquer your first shop. I'm going to turn it over now to Skylar for some questions in the Q&A. And if you haven't already, feel free to place your questions in that Q&A form. And as a quick heads up, if there are duplicates of the same question, we'll most likely skip over those so we can try to get to everyone's question today. All right, Skylar, take us away.
All right, thank you so much, Passionate. Like she said, my name is Skylar, and I am a shopper operations specialist here at Shipt as well. I do see I have a few questions already coming in, so I'm going to go ahead and just hop right in. Let's see. is from Diamond. Which app is it? I downloaded the Shipt app, but it has me creating an email. Okay, Diamond, so our shopper app is the one that says Shipt directly in the logo, like in the icon. So our member app, it will just have the little Shipt bag, and then the shopper app will have the Shipt bag, and beneath the bag it will say Shipt. It's also a little bit of a lighter color than the darker member app, so that's how you can easily kind of tell the difference there as well. Looks like our next question, let's see. Here we go. If a prepaid item is out of stock at a store that was selected on the app, can the customer request for the Shipt shopper to drive to a nearby store that has the item in stock? So unfortunately, prepaid orders have to be shopped at the store location that is listed on the order. If not, if you do attempt to shop it at a different location or attempt to grab an item from a different location, you will likely encounter a processing issue and it will not go through the app. However, if the member would like to place another order for that item in a different location, you can inform them that they are more than welcome to do so. We just can't do it with that first order because it will cause a processing issue. Our next question, do shoppers still get paid if all items on the shopping list are out of stock? So that is a great question. So if all items are out of stock, be sure to mark the items as not found within the app. From there, you can contact our support team via chat or phone at 205-502-2500, and they will get the order canceled out for you. Now, you will receive partial payment since you did attempt to complete the order, but it was unfortunately undeliverable. So no worries there. You will still receive a certain amount of pay depending on if the order had to be canceled since they were out of stock. How long does it take to receive the credit card to pay for purchases? I am waiting for the card to get past the first screen. I have passed my background check, it states. Perfect. Okay, so it usually takes about 5 to 7 business days to receive the welcome package once it hits Shipt. If it has been longer than that, you can email into shoppergear@shipt.com. Our gear team will be happy to check into the order status for you so they can see where your welcome package is, kind of give you a little update on it to make sure everything's being taken care of. Looks like Diamond asked, how long does the background check take? So Diamond, unfortunately, we can't provide an exact time frame for your background check to be completed. However, if you would like to stay updated on the status of your personal check, you can follow along by heading to candidate.ar.com, and you can put your info in there and see where your background check is at. If you do have any questions about your background check or anything like that, feel free to email into backgrounds@shipt.com and they will be happy to look into anything for you. Our next question from Yolanda. Let's see. What can we do as a shopper for communication if the member takes a while to answer questions for substitutes or changes if the item isn't available in store and is getting close to delivery time? So that is a great question, Yolanda. So if an item is out of stock and the member has not yet responded to your text, feel free to give them a call. Sometimes, they might not be seeing their text messages or anything like that, but when they get that phone call, they'll always rush to the phone. If they don't answer the call, we do encourage shoppers to leave a voicemail and continue shopping the remainder of the order while you're waiting to hear back. Now, if you are running, low on the order, you're almost at the end. If the member hasn't responded after, say 10 to 15 minutes, feel free to just use your best judgment on items that need to be substituted. Now, we did link you an article right here from our Shopper Hub that goes into a little bit more detail about dealing your shopping and stuff like that, but you can always use your best judgment. Feel free to reach out. We can, try giving them a call as well. Totally fine. We can get it noted on our end. If they have any questions or concerns about anything that was substituted, we can take care of it for them. Now, our next question is also from Yolanda. The stores like Albertsons and Ralph's have rewards cards, and I remember reading you can't use your rewards card. Is there another option for the member? So that is a great question as well. I feel like I'm saying that for everyone, but you guys really do have great questions tonight. Each retailer will have different regulations when it comes to rewards cards. Now for Ralph's, you will use your personal rewards card and not the members. If you are unsure on the process of for certain retailers, we do recommend checking out the rewards card quick guide Shopper Hub article. I do see where we have linked it there. You can also type in the name of the retailer directly in the Shopper Hub search bar and clicking on the shopping at retailer logo for more information. That way you get the exact information you need for any specific retailer that's in your area that you're going to be shopping at often. Looks like our next question from Tamika. When will we get a copy of this PowerPoint presentation? So hey Tamika, unfortunately the presentation will not be available after. However, you can always feel free to join another session if you'd like. We do these Tuesday night and then Wednesday morning and Thursday afternoon. Anything like that about the process of getting everything started, please reach out to our support team at 205-502-2500. They will be happy to assist you in getting that resolved as soon as possible. That way you can get to Shopping Mart. Okay, looks like our next question. Let's see, since it's this season, what is the protocol for delivery with Shipt? Now, for more information on shopping for general merchandise, you can check out the Shopper Hub article. We've linked it there. You could also just search general merchandise in the Shopper Hub. It'll pull right up. With any order, or you have any general questions about a specific order that you've picked up and you might be running into any issue, always feel free to reach out to our support team. They'll be happy to look into the specific order that you're having any trouble with, and they'll be happy to help you out with it. So we have a next question from Mark. I only received 2 things in my gear, my welcome package, the card and the t-shirt. So once you're approved, Like Passionate said, you will be sent the welcome package. In this welcome package, you will receive the shipped shirt and your shipped card. Now, if you've received both of these items, which I think you have, you are all set. If you're missing either item, please reach out to shoppergear@ship.com for further assistance. They are the ones that handle the welcome packages, and they will be happy to take a deeper look into it for you, Mark. Now, our next question from Kendra. Let's see. I would like to clarify what you had just discussed. We are able to deliver alcohol exclusively. Thanks. So, hey, Kendra, certain metros are able to deliver alcohol. It is not available everywhere just yet. Now, to check if your specific metro can deliver alcohol, you can check out our Shopper Hub article. Now, next question from Mark. Now that I have done this orientation, when am I to start? So, hey, Mari, once you have completed the setup process within the Shopper app, you'll be able to begin shopping. So once you download the app, you will input your information. You'll make sure your social security number's in there and verified, your birthday. You will put in your shipped card ID number, all of that stuff. Make sure all of that's set up. You'll make sure your background check is cleared out and passed. Basically all the clerical stuff. Just make sure all of that's all clear and done. And then once you have full access to the Shopper app, you'll be able to begin shopping. Our next question, can shoppers unclaim an order? So shoppers are able to release a claimed order. You're able to release an order in the app directly yourself without reaching out to support up to an hour before the delivery window on that order. If it is closer than that, you will need to contact our support team, and they will be happy to get you released from the order. For Gear Team can. Like I said, they can be reached at shoppergear@ship.com. They'll look into it for you. I'm so sorry you haven't received that yet. It's been a little bit for you. Let's see. Our next question from Mark. Is Skylar still speaking? He's silent. I am, Mark. It seems like you may be having some internet connection trouble. I know we haven't had anybody else report any connection issues or anything like that. Feel free to reference the FAQ that we will send out tomorrow. You can also join another later session this week. If you're able to hear me at all right now, I hope you can. All right, everyone.